Here's a little dry fly. It's called a Palmer beetle bug. What this represents is, well, it's just like the old royal wolf, only it's a little bit easier to tie. Basically the same material, or a lot of the same material. I'm going to take a piece of white calf body hair, just like with a royal wolf. I'll get rid of those longer ones. Turn it around. Still got some stragglers there. And I want it to come out about the length of the shank of the hook. So cinch it down, there you are, all tied in. I'm going to go ahead and trim those butts off now. And I'll get them bound down. That way I know it's not going to slip. Stand them up and wrap in front. That's going to stand that wing up. Now I'm going to divide them. Get them as equal as you can on either side. I'm going to take a figure X between the two. And that's going to fairly well divide the wing. And now I will take my hackle or my thread and go around just the wing, making what we call a little post right there. That'll make the wing that much more durable, and when we stand it totally up, it will stay there more. Get a post on this side, and then get my tying thread to the rear. Virtually no different than the old royal wolf. Now I'll come with some mousse for the tail, and I really like mousse. I like mousse on a lot of my flies. I use them on my Adams flies. I like the color. It's stiff. It floats quite well. I want this to be about the length of the shank. I'll just stick that in there and measure it. Trim off those butts, lay it down, tie it in. Now, if you were going to be tying this as a royal wolf, you would now put peacock herl in for the butt. This one will have all red dubbing. Oh, I got to tie a hackle in yet though. This rear hackle that's going to be palmered through the body, I want it to be smaller than the hackle that's in the front. So take the red dubbing and just make a fuzzy thread. Just put it on that thread. And again, I don't know how much I'm going to need. I'm just going to wrap some on here and we'll go forward and see. Now I always, I'm going to take one wrap with my body material behind this hackle. I want to take two wraps behind it. That way I know that hackle will be starting in the body itself and it is not going to fall off the bend of the hook. I need a little bit more dubbing. Not a great deal, but a little bit. This fly, I saw it again in a book by Dave Hughes called Trout Flies. I purchased the book and I kind of like the looks of this. I tied 4 or 5 of them. I used this fly in British Columbia this last year. Oh boy, did I have a good time with this fly up there. I don't think those fish had ever seen anything like this. Alright, here comes the palmer forward. The fly floats very, very well also. I want to stop it right there. I'll get rid of that hackle. And the next hackle is going to be a little bit larger than the front one that just went in. Well, I said it was going to be larger. It's a little bit. Pull those fibers off the butt and tie it down. I stuck that stem between the wing so that when I come around it, I've now captured it twice. I also got a section of a wing there, but we can get rid of that. Now, just wrap this forward. There's a lot of hackle in it. That's again what floats that fly so well. Doesn't have a whole lot of material with it. The moose tail will also help float it. And this had just been an all-around good fly for me. I'm very anxious to use this fly around here in some of our local streams. As yet I have not. British Columbia is the only place I've used it up to this point. Left my whip finny someplace. Put a small whip on it, and that's the whole fly. It's called a Beetle Bug Palmer. You can see those white wings. They stand up very nicely, and it's just a really good fish catching fly. It's a pretty good rough water fly. Beetle Bug Palmer. Give it a try.